From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, the biggest show yet.
We had more fun coming up with these ideas than we ever have before.
The Savannah Bananas are bringing their largest game in history to Lincoln. What's making this event different than brewing new opportunities?
We've had hundreds of people comment on my post from yesterday.
Former Zipline employees suddenly finding themselves without work, how a local business is helping connect them with resources and jobs. Plus, gaining ground. Firefighters making significant progress against the South Fork fire. What crews accomplished today. And the dams delivered. Heavy rain brought high water to parts of the state. How flood control projects help protect southeast Nebraska. Only on 8 tonight, the community rallying behind people who suddenly lost their jobs. A beloved brewing company shutting its doors, leaving around 20 people unemployed. But tonight, another business owner stepping up in support and hoping to help those people get back on their feet. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Rod Fowler. Some former Zipline employees say they're stunned and disappointed after being fired without warning. But in the midst of all the chaos, the people of Lincoln are looking to lift them up. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson has the story. She joins us now. Mackenzie.
Rod, this is the notice posted on the front door of Zipline Brewing Company's beer lounge in South Lincoln. Their employees frustrated with the decision, but one woman is determined to not let them lose out on too many paychecks.
It is earth-shattering, life-changing.
Tori Hall is the owner of Sower Books. She's also a self-proclaimed beer enthusiast. She says it was shocking to hear the Zipline Brewing Company is closing its beer lounge and tap room immediately. The company explaining their decision on social media. They've also posted a sign on their doors citing tremendous headwinds after the pandemic and rising inflation costs. Zipline saying in their Facebook post, "We also want to clarify that this decision was made some time ago as part of a business transition. I spoke with a former Zipline employee who wishes to remain anonymous, but they sent a statement saying in part, quote, all my coworkers and I are frustrated because this was premeditated and calculated, but couldn't give us the decency to let us know." In the wake of the closure, Tori Hall says as a small business owner, she had to step in. She's making sure those who lost their jobs know about the Food Bank of Lincoln and little free pantries.
All of these resources exist for anyone who needs it, even if it is just a week or two that you need to get some extra groceries or you really, really need a gas card because gas is $4 a gallon. We've had hundreds of people comment on my post from yesterday, several of them saying, oh, I work here and they're hiring. I work here and they're hiring.
Hall tells me it's times like these when the Lincoln community really proves why it's so incredible. The former employee I spoke with says they made a post on Facebook and got such a massive response that they were able to get 3 interviews today and got an offer. They write in their statement to Channel 8, quote, in all the chaos and storm this has caused our community, it's important to step back and reflect what Zipline has done positively for us. And here's a list gathered by Sower Books so far of places that are hiring. They include Firebirds at South Point, Lead Belly in the Haymarket, and White Elm's new tap room, which is opening in York soon. We'll keep you updated if there are any new developments in the story. Reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
All right. Thank you, Mackenzie. New developments tonight in the South Fork fire. Crews have made huge progress in fighting it. We just got an update tonight. It's now at nearly 29,000 acres, but it's 45% contained. It was 7% earlier this morning, so good news there. Firefighters will continue with night operations to strengthen containment lines and address any remaining areas of heat that they find. One thing that helped today, the wind changed directions, pushing part of the fire back into already charred areas. Air resources remained active today and have now delivered a total of 172,000 gallons of water and retardant.
This is one flying. Here's your smoke. I'm going to start right there anyway. 20 degrees of bank to contour. Okay.
Beautiful. That settled in nice.
Looks like it's getting blown in there good. Okay, cool. 912, climb maintain 5,000.
An awesome moment as air teams make progress on the fires up there in northwest Nebraska. And right before coming on air, Elm Creek Volunteer Fire and Rescue releasing these photos showing us a glimpse of what those first responders are having to sort through. And as firefighters battle the Panhandle fire, community support has been pouring in from all directions. Chadron State College opening its doors to assist response efforts, give personnel a place to set up command as well as take a rest. The college thanking first responders, emergency personnel, and support staff for their work on the fire. And tonight, Governor Pillen announcing the approval of a FEMA grant to help cover costs of fighting the fire. He also said, quote, "We can't thank our federal, state, and local partners enough helping in firefighting efforts." And he appreciates the quick response by FEMA to approve this declaration. It is time now for your first forecast as we're heading into the weekend. Let's take a live look outside across southeast Nebraska through our network of cameras. Really a beautiful end to the work week. Sounds like the chance of some storms could be brewing, though. Let's find out when and where they could be. Here's Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
This was kind of a last-minute update from the Storm Prediction Center. Right behind me, this big blob of green is for parts of central and eastern Nebraska. The small chance for 1 or 2 strong storms overnight tonight between O'Neill, Sioux City, Omaha, Lincoln, and Grand Island. So everything shaded in green around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So let's kind of go through this real quick. Stormcast, 11 p.m. Notice nothing showing up in that area until about right there. By about 3 o'clock in the morning, on that western edge of that green blob that I just showed you a little bit ago, that's where the storms will try to form. They start to spread out a little bit by about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and continue to make their way east. The better chance for the severe weather is towards Norfolk and north of Columbus into northeast Nebraska, but 1 or 2 storms in southeast Nebraska, including Lincoln and Beatrice, certainly going to be a possibility from about 6 until around there, about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then that wave will start to move out. So the chance is there for some rain, and it kind of increases all the way to about 7 or 8, maybe even 9 o'clock, and then really tapers off after that. And we do have more chances for storms as we head through the second half of the day, but more on that later. Temperatures tonight dropping into the 60s, and then back into the 70s we go by noon, and the wind gusts should stay less than 25 miles per hour. But again, there is another chance for storms the second half of the day. I'll talk about that in the full forecast.
Thank you, Rusty. New at 10, Memorial Stadium underwent a major transformation ahead of tomorrow's Banana Ball game. From football to baseball, crews spent the day transforming the stadium into the largest venue ever to host the Savannah Bananas. And behind me here, the finished product. With more than 85,000 fans expected tomorrow night, the team behind Banana Ball says they're planning some of their biggest surprises yet for Lincoln. Saturday's game won't just be the biggest Banana Ball event of the year, it'll be the largest crowd in the Entertainment Baseball League's history. Team owner Jesse Cole says his staff has spent months developing new ideas for Memorial Stadium, and including Nebraska-themed elements and tributes to local legends.
This is more than we played at ever last year, more than all the football stadiums. This is huge. And this week, we laughed more. We had more fun coming up with these ideas than we ever have before.
First pitch at Memorial Stadium is scheduled for tomorrow night at 6:30, with gates opening at 4:30 for the sold-out event. Well, tonight, both the U.S. and Iran say a deal could be close in the ongoing war that they have, but there are still some questions about what that deal would look like and just how much Iran would get out of it. A senior U.S. administration official briefing reporters today saying there is an 80% chance it will happen, this deal, in the next couple of days. And Iran's foreign minister says a deal has never been closer. President Trump has indicated it could be signed as early as this weekend.
It's a very strong memorandum of understanding. That is a little conceptual, but it's something that's going to get done.
One thing to keep in mind today, Iranian state media is saying that the deal has not yet been approved by relevant authorities there in that country. U.S. officials say the agreement reopens the Strait of Hormuz, leads to the dismantling of Iran's nuclear program. Both sides are indicating if Iran complies with the deal, it could see economic benefits from it. Coming up after the break, crisis averted. Recent storms dropped inches of rains across southeast Nebraska. What helped prevent more than $1 million in flood damage?
Certainly parts of Nebraska still need the precipitation, and we have chances for it as we head through overnight tonight and then again tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a look at that forecast when we come back.
Heavy rainfall across southeast Nebraska put local flood control infrastructure to the test. NRD officials say dams and watershed structures in Gage, Saline, Jefferson, and surrounding counties prevented more than $1 million in flood damage. Officials say the systems held back floodwaters, protecting farmland, roads, and communities, and worked exactly as designed during several major rain events this spring. Also new at 10, shovels are in the ground at Tri-County. It marks the start of a nearly $27 million bond project. The work will expand career and technical education spaces, add new preschool classrooms, build a new gym, and improve school security with updated entrances and classrooms. Well, only on 8, helping rural towns welcome new families. Our cameras capturing a spectacular sight. Take a look at this. A southeast Nebraska group joining forces with the village of Claytonia to help build up their economy by saving homes in one area and literally moving them to another. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva was there for their very first project today and shares with us how the journey went.
See this home behind me? It's over 100 years old and considered a family treasure. Well, it was previously on the chopping block to be demolished, but thanks to SEND, it's being saved. And it's now a matter of moments away from being rolled on out of here to start its second life.
Brent Pengraft is a housing inspector with SEND, Southeast Nebraska Development District.
Of course, we all know our rural towns, they're shrinking. We're wanting to bring people in and keep these towns alive, where we'll increase their housing opportunities that they can have people move in towards.
SEND develops communities in many ways. However, moving houses is a brand new venture, and this home in DeWitt is their very first one.
This home is not alone in the fact that there are so many empty, vacant houses throughout Nebraska, and we created the Home Lift program to kind of tackle that problem, where instead of wasting these empty houses, we want to be able to place people in them.
It takes many partners. First, the Nebraska Economic Development Group told them about the home in DeWitt. Then the village of Claytonia connected them to the landowner. Months later, takeoff. Jason Sims, owner of the historic home, says he tried to have it moved himself, but it would cost nearly $50K, so he was about to give up.
So they had the fire department kind of scheduled to do some practices and tear down, and I just hate tearing down good things, so that would have been a little hard to see it burn.
The demo had to be rescheduled, and coincidentally, SEND called him that same night. Enter Tim Teakin, who's been moving homes since he was 16.
You know, we loaded this house and got it ready in 2 days. The third day we move it and we set it.
They loaded it onto beams, lifted it with a jack, and coordinated with the Norris Power Company and Windstream to cut cables as the home moved through the town. A 3-mile route turned into 12.
I picked the route, the county approves it.
Once there, everyone agreed it was a success.
The culmination of months of hard work among many different parties, and you get a sense of township, you get a sense of community.
Almost 13 miles and nearly 5 hours later, she's home in the middle of a cornfield. And as Pengraft tells me, the next family to move in will do so at an affordable cost. Reporting from Claytonia, Nebraska, Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
New at 10, Norfolk Fire and Rescue is getting closer to moving into its new home. The Fire and Rescue Squad is showing off its new facility as construction nears the finish line. The department releasing this video tour, giving the public a look inside the new space. Officials say only a few minor finishing touches remain before the building opens. The department plans to host tours for donors who help make the project possible. And Nebraska Game and Parks commissioners have approved changes to the state's spring turkey season. This move pushes the start of archery, youth shotgun, and regular shotgun seasons later into the spring. Officials say the change better aligns hunting seasons with turkey breeding and nesting activity. Commissioners also indefinitely tabled a proposal that would have reduced the number of antlered deer permits allowed per hunter.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
We are looking at this kind of an interesting day today. It was normal, which that in itself is kind of interesting. 85 for a high and the normal high, very close to the normal low. Also way ahead of where we should be for precipitation. And today's the last day that the sun sets during the 8 o'clock hour. Tomorrow, it's after 9 p.m. And it stays like that for about 2 or 3 weeks. So there you go. Banana ball tomorrow. Oh, this is going to be fun. Now, a lingering storm is a possibility through 6 p.m. or so. I think by 8 or 9, 10 o'clock, everything should be clearing out, temperature-wise cooling off too. But still, we'll talk about this in a minute, so stay tuned on that. What's that guy doing? See that? I haven't seen anything nefarious in a while in this intersection, but that didn't seem right. I may have to go back and look at the tape. 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless. Yeah, I'm still watching. Temperatures are in the 70s right now. 71 in Lincoln, 73 in Grand Island, 75 in Beatrice. Into the 60s already in Wahoo, almost 60s in Nebraska City at 70 degrees. But the dew point creeping up just a little bit. Still in the 50s, that's fine, but a little higher and a little higher. The wind out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour. That's about it. Wind gusts have died off. They were up there earlier this afternoon. Now 22. Looks like just about everybody else is not registering a wind gust. Now we do have just a few clouds out there. We do have a frontal boundary about right through here. That's eventually going to make it here. This kind of surprised me today. I knew there was a storm chance for the overnight tonight, but the Storm Prediction Center said, you know what, it may be just strong enough that 1 or 2 strong to severe storms may happen. We're talking about maybe a little wind and some hail size of quarters. So right there, about 4 o'clock in the morning, 1 or 2 of these could get a little on the strong side. They kind of expand. A couple more spots here. We could get woken up by some thunder and maybe some spotty hail, and not everybody's going to see this, but the potential is there. Then I think more so to the north and northeast, that could be on the stronger side, and notice some lingering showers by 7 a.m. So that's that. That all moves off to the north and east by 9 a.m. Maybe some lingering showers throughout eastern Nebraska as well. Different models have different timings of this, but then we just kind of wait for a little while. This is 1 p.m. And now by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, watching these storms form, and notice they're kind of all over the place. The stronger part down here, and this is just a model for guidance. This could be a little further north and west by 5 o'clock. Remember I said there was that lingering storm chance by 6? This is why. This is around 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Still some lingering out there, and then it eventually pulls to the east, and we should be done with it. But we're right on that edge. The level 1, here's level 2, here's level 3. And usually you see the storms start in level 1 and then they progressively get stronger as they move south and east. That's kind of what's expected for Saturday. So we'll keep a close eye on that, really hoping it just goes and we don't have to deal with it at all tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. So cross my fingers on that. Temperatures tonight in the 60s, 80 degrees for high tomorrow, that AM chance and then PM chance for storms, and a little cooler than it was today, not by much though. Really nice on Sunday, 75 degrees, then into the 80s for a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday. Really warm up on Wednesday, but then a cold front moves through, gives us a chance for some storms, knocks us back down into the 80s. More storm chances by Friday and Saturday next week.
All right. Thank you so much, Rusty. Well, right now is a great time for a little fun in the sun when you get a chance. The small village of Woolbach is celebrating a ribbon cutting for their brand new splash pad and playground. Check it out. They were able to afford this through a federal grant, and their community matched that funding to pitch in. The village is thanking the Central Nebraska Economic Development District for supporting the addition of this fun place. And new at 10, college baseball in Bellevue. The Oklahoma Sooners baseball team spent the day practicing at a local field there. City leaders say the College World Series teams there in Omaha have made a habit of choosing Bellevue East as a practice site, giving local fans a close-up look at some of the top programs in college baseball before they take the biggest stage in Omaha. And coming up next, we head into the Sports Zone. Team USA was in action tonight, and it was day 1 from the College World Series as well. All the World Cup, College World Series, and a lot more. Stay with us.
From the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Well, hey, what's going on? Thanks so much for tuning into the Sports Zone this Friday. Boy, a lot going on in the world of sports with USA's World Cup starting today, the College World Series beginning as well. And let's dive into things from Los Angeles really quick from the World Cup. If you're watching, what a finale, what a game for USA. They scored 4 goals. The place was absolutely juiced tonight. The atmosphere amazing, and USA got off to a great start. Christian Pulisic splitting some defenders, making some early work of Paraguay, and USA would keep the ball rolling all night, 2-0, 3-0. Just a great first half for the United States. Florian Balgren was unbelievable, scoring 2 goals in that first half. No Christian Pulisic, though, in the second half. Something to watch for Team USA. But they win in style tonight, 4-1 the final. The most points Team USA has scored in a World Cup. So pretty impressive start for USA in their FIFA World Cup run. And speaking of soccer, well, the Nebraska soccer team, among other groups, had a little watch party for Team USA in their first World Cup game today. Pretty cool scene with the street soccer and other games being played. The Husker soccer team was downtown talking with fans, hanging out, just, you know, really fun environment and a fun way for the community to watch the game. Well, over to the College World Series now, where it was day 1 from Omaha at the CWS. A fun day, and it started with West Virginia and Troy. A battle of 2 high-powered offenses. Within the first 3 innings, there was a combined 8 runs scored. And after 3, it was 4-4. West Virginia scored 1 run in the 4th inning to take the lead. Troy tied the ball game up in the 7th at 5, but it was West Virginia. Well, they poured in some runs in the bottom of the 8th inning there to pull away in this one. The final tonight, 7-5. West Virginia wins that one. The game 2 of the evening between Ole Miss and North Carolina. The Rebels scored first in the 3rd inning. Tar Heels scored in the 6th. Rebels again in the 7th, back and forth, 2-1 Ole Miss until the bottom of the 7th, where North Carolina scored 2, making it 3-2. And in the 8th inning, the boys in powder blue shut the door on Ole Miss, scoring 3 runs. How about the home run there? The final today, 6-2. North Carolina wins their first game in Omaha tonight behind just 5 hits. So I'll look back. West Virginia wins their first ever College World Series game, 7-5, and North Carolina battled back to take down Ole Miss 6-2. This evening. And let's take a look at tomorrow's action, which will feature 4 more journeys on the greatest show on dirt. It's going to start with the battle of SEC powers. It's going to be going on all day. Oklahoma takes on Alabama at 2 p.m., followed by Texas and Georgia at 7 p.m. And sticking with baseball for a bit, Nebraska's Carson Yasso was named the 3rd-team All-American by ABCA Rawlings today. He finished with a 10-2 record on the year, become the 13th NU pitcher in program history to reach the 10-win mark in a season, including the first since Johnny Dorn in 2007. Yasso posted a 3.59 ERA with 2 complete games and 117 strikeouts. Finally, the NBA Finals are going to be back tomorrow with Game 5 of the Championship Series. The Knicks will be coming off the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Spurs, on the other side of that, returns home after blowing that game. You can watch Game 5 tomorrow night right here on KLKN TV. New York going for a title. San Antonio trying to stay alive. That'll do it for sports tonight, though. Rod will send things back over to you.
USA.
That's right.
The newsroom was Shannon there earlier tonight. You were pretty impressed, weren't you?
I was. It was a fun game. Really great start for Team USA.
Thank you, Nate. Final check of the forecast next. All right, Rusty is going to be keeping an eye on the sky as we venture into Saturday morning.
Yeah, we have chances for rain. That's the good news. We could always use the rain. We're trying to time it out so that we can get the rain and avoid it being a pain for those that have outdoor plans tomorrow. Now, here's kind of the timeline as we head through tonight. Storms will start to kind of fan out around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe as early as 3 for central, moving into eastern Nebraska. Then they start to move into eastern Nebraska, especially northeast Nebraska, with a little bit better chance for that severe weather, but 1 or 2 strong storms in southeast Nebraska as well. You can see kind of where they're at right there by 7 in the morning. They linger until about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we take a little bit of a break and then have another chance as we head through tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow morning, 50s and 60s. Highs tomorrow, I think we'll get to 80 in Lincoln if we can see a little bit of sunshine. Otherwise, we'll just be in the 70s, which isn't too bad this time of year.
Not too bad at all. Thank you, Rusty. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you later.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026